Hey, so today we're going to talk about creating a positive social circle. And please forgive me looking down at my notes because I have kind of a Swiss cheese memory, but I do have my handy dandy notebook. And also to remind me is my good friend over here, Lily. Lily. She and my other six comrades will occasionally be in my videos. Okay, positive social circle. Um, After I was hospitalized, I spent 6 days in a program called the Partial Hospitalization Program. And what that was intensive group therapy, different kinds of group therapy all through the day for about 8 hours a day, every day for about 6 days. And one of my therapists, Mike, he completely changed my life. He gave me an outlook on life that I had never even thought of before. The word perspective means something completely different to me now than it ever did before. And one thing that he taught us that I'd never thought of before. In fact, it was completely opposite of everything I had been taught before from everybody else in my life, is that a positive social circle isn't just your family and friends and the mentally healthy people in your life. It is also the people who are like you, the mentally ill, who are taking an active role um, in their mental wellness, doing what they can to become mentally well. They're seeing their therapists regularly. They're being honest with their therapists and their psychiatrists. They're taking their medications the way they should, on time, every day. Everybody misses. I still miss occasionally. Um, and they're just they are an active participant in their mental wellness. Um, I met a person in my partial hospitalization who has since become one of my best friends. Um, he and I actually, when one of us is having a bad day, we use each other to remind one another what we learned. Because I don't know about you guys, but even though I learned a lot from my therapist and from my group therapy and my doctors, um, there are moments where things are just a little too hard for me and I forget what I learned. And so he and I, as well as the other people in my positive social circle, um, bounce ideas off each other. And when we're just having too hard a time, we're there for one another to remind one another, look, this is where you are. Remember these coping mechanisms. Remember these meditation ideas, and that's why it's really important not to just have your mentally healthy friends and your mentally healthy social circle, but also the the people who are like you. Um, it's also really important to keep in mind that there are people who are like us who are not actively engaged in their mental wellness, and they are actually potentially harmful to have in your social circle. I was for a little while in communication with a couple of girls from our groups, and it didn't take me long to realize that um, I was drowning in their drama. I was drowning in their constant help me, and I would try to remind them of what we were learning and coping mechanisms and things like that, but they weren't working their situation. All they wanted was sympathy and pity, and it was dragging me down very, very, very seriously. Other people to have in your social circle are people who will not cause that undue drama. I did not realize until my partner pointed it out, that my life was constantly filled with the drama of other people. Um, I was always trying to. I had what I called "save the world" syndrome. Um, everybody's problems I took on as my own, and everybody would come to me with their problems because they knew I would do it. And my life was filled, I mean, absolutely cluttered with other people's drama. Sometimes it's other people's drama, sometimes you have drama of your own, but I've learned to filter the drama, both from other people and myself. Um, Another thing is to surround yourself by people who are not only takers, who always seek your advice and never give back, and always need you to pick them up when they're down but aren't there for you, but people who also, who there's an equal give and take. Um, I every so often make a list, and this is going to actually sound really bad, but hear me out. I make a list um, of the people who are like really prominent in my life at the time, and I make columns. What they give me, what they take from me, what I give them, what I take from them. And I'm not talking about physical things like money or gifts. I mean like time and advice and just stuff like that. And if it doesn't balance correctly, I have to let them go out of my life. And that actually does have to happen quite often for some people. And it hurts to say goodbye. It sucks to say goodbye, especially if it's somebody who's been in your life for a long time. But there are people I've had to say goodbye to after knowing them most of my life and realizing that they've been part of bringing me down the whole time. Um, but you have to, for your mental health, for your happiness, you have to make those decisions. They're hard decisions to make, but in the end, you have to do what makes you happy and what makes you healthy. Um, People who get you out of the house and keep you from wallowing. In a good and healthy way, my one of my friends, Jen, she meant so well, but how she got me out of the house was to get me to the bar, and that is not a healthy way to get you out of the house. It's just another way of covering up your issues and problems. One of my nieces would take me, I love photography, would take me to nature trails just to get me in the sunshine because my vitamin D is really low and that causes depression as well. In case you didn't know, vitamins B12 and vitamin D, have your doctor check them because a lot of doctors don't check them regularly. And if they are low, they can actually do a lot of harm. So surround yourself with people who won't let you wallow. My partner, if things are really tough and stressful in my life, if I'm grieving for somebody or something like that, she'll let me wallow a tiny, tiny bit. Let me think and grieve for a little while. But then she tells me, you know what? It's time to get up. We're going out. I don't care if it's just for errands. We're getting out of the house. Help me make dinner. But it's all positive. Not get out of bed. You're being lazy. It's I could really use your help. You're great at making chicken. Could you help me with this? It's always very positive. And speaking of positive, you want to surround yourself with people who are primarily positive. You are not going to find somebody who is 100% positive. And if you do, they're either a liar or incredibly, incredibly annoying. Because I have found people who are sickeningly positive, and I kind of want to. I don't mean that for real, but people who are honestly, truly, primarily positive. She is snoring so loud in my ear. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Positive people. So, to go back over the list, people like us who are actively participating in their mental wellness, people who will not cause undue drama, including yourself. Get the drama out of your life. People who are givers as well as takers, people who will get you out of the house and keep you from wallowing, and people who will be positive. who will always help you look at the positive things in life. So with that, there's your positive social circle. Um, and just to add in one thing, um, I don't know what the statistics are. I haven't looked it up, but my family is not part of my positive social circle. My parents and my sister um, don't really acknowledge my mental illnesses. They and when they do, it's not in the way a parent or a family member really should. They're not interested in being a part of my wellness. Um, it sucks, but I don't talk to them too often. And when I do, I keep it light subjects. You know, how's work? And if there are people like that in your life who you can't just boot out of your life like a friend or an acquaintance or a coworker, my suggestion, and I don't know if you can, but my suggestion to you would be, light subjects. Talk to them when you want to, when you can, when you have to, but keep subjects light. And if they push you to the point where it's going to be an argument or it's going to get you upset or there's going to be drama, that's when you tell them, you know what? And I've had to do this to my parents, honestly, my mother, and that's been weird. Just tell them I can't do this, and either hang up or walk away. Be kind about it. Remember, you're a good person. You're a better person than that. So remember your positive social circle. Maybe make that list. I make that list usually about twice a year, and choose who's healthy for you, and also who you're healthy for. So it was great talking to you. Lily snores hello and goodbye, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.